Hey guys, Bibbs here, welcome back to the channel. Quick video today. Just seen that there's another update for the Nano Cortex. This is now 2.1 and it adds some small features but really important ones that I felt were lacking from the big 2.0 update a few months back to really kind of round this thing off as the really getting on for a perfect little device. The really useful thing in this 2.1 update that was really holding back the device, in my opinion, for live use was the tap tempo. So I'm not sure how this is exactly implemented yet. I'm going to go through and read the notes and do the update, but it should now have at least some form of tap tempo ability on the unit. And then there's also incoming MIDI CC commands. So if you have a little external MIDI controller, Morningstar or something, you should be able to turn off and on the individual effects within the unit, as far as I'm aware. So over on Neuro's website, you can see here that nanOS 2.1 is available. What's new? Incoming MIDI CC, I'm turning off and on those effect blocks, tap tempo, good. IR loader bypass for specific output and MIDI through. First thing you need to do in order to get this update working is make sure that you've got the latest version of the Cortex Cloud app. You can check that within your settings, and at the bottom here it says 2.7, which when you tap what's new, you can see here that it's given me all the list of new features for this update. So I'm ready to go ahead and apply that. So I think all I need to do is go into select Nano Cortex, do the usual 1 second connection, rock solid as always. That's loaded it up. You can see my presets loaded, and then firmware update is available. So let's just hit update and see how it goes. Looks like it's rebooting. There we go. Okay, so we should now be able to go and hold this button here. That's cool. It's also moved it over, automatically synced on the app. So if I excellent. Okay, so that works exactly like you would expect it to. Brilliant. So does that respond now if I go into the actual effect? Because before there wasn't any options for that. So now, there we go, yeah. So I think this has changed now within the time settings for these time-based effects. So it's the sync and then the sync note, and then you don't have the delay time. If I turn that off, I can set the delay time like we had before, but with this sync now, put the ping pong on. So I think that would make it usable. It's pretty quick to get in and out with the second switch. Excuse the socks. That's about it in terms of this update that's going to make things a big change for me. I might try and gig this when I get back from vacation. I'm going on holiday for a couple of weeks. I've got a lot of gigs through the summer when I come back. So I might try and do one where it's kind of low pressure stakes and where I just use the Nano Cortex and an expression pedal, 4 sounds, tap tempo. Yeah, and that could be quite fun. I do really like the Nano Cortex. I think it's an excellent tiny little device that can do so many interesting, useful things. There's a few paper cuts with it still for me, and I think probably the only big thing remaining is I think this is still the case, the summing to mono. So you lose it doesn't sum to mono, rather, should I say. So if I take out output 2, the right, all I will get now is the left, and then if I've got stereo effects, you lose the stereo effects. It doesn't sum them to mono, I don't think. And so it's a little bit weird, it's trying to set up patches for that in order to make that work live. If you can't run stereo live. So that is kind of a paper cut that I wish they would sort of address. Other than that though, I mean, I'm really pleased with another little but huge implications update for turning this device into something that is getting on for, you don't want to say perfect, but it's certainly getting on for a really, really well conceived and executed device. So thumbs up, Neural DSP, keep going with the Nano Cortex, and yeah, hopefully the Quad Cortex is going to get some love and some attention very soon as well. Okay, so like I say, this was just a quick video to explore this new feature, do the update, and have a bit of a jam with it. I'll do some playing for the outro now. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a break. I'm going away on holiday, as I said, for a bit of a vacation. And yeah, when I get back to the live streams, back to more videos. And thanks so much for watching. If you want to get any of the sounds you've heard, any of the captures of the amps, they are available on my Cortex Cloud profile, which I will link down below. And if you want the full capture suites for any of these sounds, like dozens and dozens, getting up to 100 captures now across my amp suite, you can get those over on my Patreon, along with all my presets, tabs, backing tracks, bonus lessons, that kind of thing. Also, don't forget to check out my app Solo for visualizing the fretboard and the Ultimate Fretboard Visualization course. And I'll see you in a few weeks, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.